What's up, everybody? My name is Coach Cove, and today I'm going to be breaking down Don Wosey's new Skaavok aim trainer and going over each piece of it, every single drill, and what it's going to help you with. This drill is called Target Frenzy. I like to set it to 50 meters, but you can obviously set it to any range. When you go to free play, what you're really working on here is just your speed and your quick timing, and I recommend you do it with your AR aim more than anything. And you just want to be snappy without over or under flicking. So you want to be really precise with that movement, and if you can, try to string together shots as consistently as you can. Those are pretty much the two best ways to train on Tile Frenzy. Moving Target Frenzy is one of the best drills that you can use for training your AR aim, and what it's used for is a lot similar to 5 targets Pasu and Kovacs, and it's just working on those AR tags, all of those things. You want to be precise here more than speedy, because in a real game it really just matters that you hit the damage for the Storm Surge rather than, moving from one target to another very quickly. Orb Frenzy is really good for working on your close range aim and just being really precise. You're obviously going to want to hip fire here because of how close it is, and you want to use an AR instead of a shotgun, just because with a shotgun you're going to have such a massive delay in between shots like this. It's not really going to help your training too much, whereas if you use an AR, you can switch from orb to orb very quickly. 360 target switch, it's really good. Just again, I like using it for AR aim and trying to switch in a little bit of closer range, and then you can also use it with your hip fire sensitivity. Try to move a little bit more quickly. I'm not too good at this one, but it is really good for training that hip fire aim, and again, you just want to be trying to move from target to target as quickly as possible and always try to aim for the head. Horizontal tracking is that classic routine you've seen in Skaavok forever, and you really just want to focus on being smooth with your aim and tracking consistently rather than sporadically. Vertical tracking is another classic scenario. You work on your vertical aim. This one is honestly even more helpful than horizontal tracking in my opinion, as more often than not, you're not going to see too many people running in a straight line without cover for very long, whereas horizontal tracking or vertical tracking, you will see this motion from players in-game often if they're falling down from a structure, if you knock it out, or if they're just dropping from height. Skeet 2.0 is another great tracking scenario. I like to vary between low and high ground, just because in an endgame scenario where you're sitting on height, it's really great to practice getting these tags on players that are launch padding below you and sort of practicing again that smooth aim and doing it from a top-down angle, and you can also switch to low ground and practice from there as well. Bounce is a great scenario. I always set it to 180. 360 is good for working on your mouse control, whereas if you want to focus more on aim, you want to do 180. 200 HP always, and then you can transfer between using your shotgun and your AR, and then mix up between ADS aim, especially with your shotgun, because that's something people don't practice enough, and your AR. So you can ADS shotgun, then hip fire with your AR, or the other way around. Bounce Mini is a great scenario for working on your target switching, as well as transitioning quickly from your shotgun to your AR to finish targets quickly. Bounce Ranged is another great AR tracking scenario. You're going to always be ADSing here, as it's just far enough away that you wouldn't really want to be hip firing, and work on getting that really consistent tracking. I love that the bots here don't move in a linear fashion. Some of them are bouncing like this back and forth, kind of an odd angle. Others are moving just straight vertical, but you get a lot of different options and a lot of different ways to work on this drill. Hip fire tracking, this is a really difficult scenario that's going to help you out a lot. When you're going through, you're obviously going to be moving on this platform the whole time as these zombies bounce back and forth. It's very difficult to track them as you're moving, but once you practice it a lot, you start to get the hang of it. For sniper practice, bring both a sniper and an AR, because there's two really great ways to use this. I like to practice if you're using a sniper from 75 meters all the way up to 150, but if I want to use my AR, I'll actually be practicing Storm Surge tags from about 150 meters. So here you can obviously see that these bots are very far away, and you can practice your sniper. They're all going to moving in different places. I especially like the bots that move in between the peaks over here. And you're also going to be able to look at it and just try to get Storm Surge tags and practice with this drill that way. Reaction FS is a really great scenario. I like to do medium easy, because hard is very hard, but if you are very good, you can set it to hard. I'll show you what that looks like. Here you'll go to free play, and it's just that the bots come out very quickly on hard, like so. But if you're starting out, I would recommend starting on easy and then working your way up. You're always going to want to flash back to the center point before the next bot comes out, and do your best to flick onto the bots rather than letting them come to you where your crosshair is in the center. Reaction BF, free play. Here, this is one of my favorite drills. I think it's so helpful. And you're going to use a pump for most of this, and this is just practicing hitting your one pumps. Always shoot for the head on these bots. You want to be working on your crosshair placement, just trying to keep it level, and you can also throw some movement in there to make it trickier. Side jump shots, you're just going to be working on these typical side jump shots that you would see in a game. Go up and take the shot. You don't actually have to build. You can practice the motion if you want, but it's not necessary. When you're going for these shots, do your best to aim for the head, as that's what you'll want to do in a game. Typically, if you're hitting a side jump shot, it means you're doing a height retake, and the only way you're going to be able to get them off height is if you hit them hard enough to force them to drop. So make sure to aim for that head. Peak practice is a really good scenario where you're just going to be practicing different angles with pre-built walls, and it's going to take even the smallest angle or the smallest bit of your head showing, and the bot will hit you. So make sure you're taking the angle about as seriously as you can. And because it's a pre-built wall and not sort of a wood or a brick or a metal one, it is a little bit deceiving because the bots can shoot through this top barrier, and so can you. So when you're taking the shots, keep that in mind. Don't let it freak you out if it looks like you're behind the screen. Just practice getting all the way in this corner and then taking the shot. Reactive flicks, another great scenario to train your reaction time. It's really difficult, but once you get the hang of it, you can start to hit the bots, and you'll be very impressed with how it does help your reaction time and your reaction speed once you get good at it. Box fight is going to let you practice all of those pre-built setups you want to use when you're box fighting. Some of my favorites are the Arkham setup, where you can come to the side, place this cone, and then go for the wall from this top angle. You can also practice pressuring other walls, and then coming back, making the edit, and then taking out the bot. You can reset it, and it's just going to keep resetting the bot, so you can move around. You can also use this if you don't want to use a setup to just practice your different peaks. So if you want to practice taking windows, the best way to take a right-hand peek, you're going to come up with the window, and then you want to keep this angle tight. So you almost want to be looking to your left if you're peeking right, because if you come over like this, it's deceiving how much you'll be exposed, even though you think this is a right angle. So make sure when you're taking it, you almost want your crosshair to already be placing or be facing this left side of the wall, so that when you come up and move it, it's as tight as possible. Box fight orbs is one of my favorite drills on this map. It's going to let you practice taking all of these different peaks, and you can also practice just using it with an AR and using this sort of right-hand peek right here, as well as working on your speed and your accuracy within the box. If you want to set up a bigger angle like this, and then practice your movement, try to get behind this wall as much as possible, and whenever you see the orb, try and move back behind the wall so that you're as little exposed as possible. Piece control is obviously going to just be some piece control drills where you're going to be practicing. If you want to see a lot of different ways that you can piece control these bots and how to do them, you can look at the video I made on Don Wosey's channel with his Skaavok's piece control map, where I give you a lot of different techniques to use while piece controlling. That's it for this video. Thank you so much to Don Wosey for letting me use this map and explain to you guys exactly how you should train on it. You can follow me on Twitter at coach_cove_, and you can also look at my YouTube, Coach Cove. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you in another video on Don Wosey's channel soon.